The greatest experience of my life. Absolutely loved it. When I got on the plane, I hadn't slept. And so I was like thinking, oh, it's a long flight. I think it was like 26 hours. So I was expecting that I would sleep, but I was so excited. I had never been around that many Indian people just on the big plane. So I was just like watching everybody, and there was like all these cute little kids, and I didn't sleep the whole time. And my fiance had gone there prior to me for work, and so he was like, oh, you know, he was thinking I'd be jet lagged when I got there. And I seriously stayed up like the entire time I was in India. Like every night he'd be like, Asha, you need to get some sleep, you know, and I would wake up and I'd be like, is it time for breakfast? And he'd be like, the hotel doesn't open for breakfast until like 5. Like it's like 3 in the morning, like you just need to wait a little bit. So I would just lay there, and he was probably exhausted by the time because I was just like talking about like just my experience and how excited I was and just everything about it being adopted and my birth mom. It was just a great experience. So like 5 a.m. every morning though, he would get up with me and go to breakfast and stuff. It was great just to be around people that like looked like me. I felt like for the first time I fit in, and not only that but blended in, and everyone was like, be careful, you're in Mumbai, and you know, your safety. And I thought like just from things that I saw on TV that people would come up begging, and they didn't. Like I think it was kind of a good experience that my fiance did have to work, because I was able to go out on the streets of Mumbai by myself, which I haven't told my parents yet because they were probably totally freaked, but I did, and I just totally just blended. And I always felt like here, like I stuck out, and I just felt like everyone was on the go, like about their hustle, and they weren't paying any attention to me. And I just kind of felt like it was a good feeling for the first time not to like stick out and have people like looking at me, because I kind of feel like here I kind of stick out there. I always want to be like, where are you from? Just interested, you know. And then one day, I'll tell the potty story. I went to work with my fiance because I was just like, oh, I want to see where he works and everything. And it was all Indian, so I was all excited just being in the office and everything. And I had been there 4 hours, and I was like, do I ask to go to the restroom or not? Like, I kind of feel bad. And so I finally did. And the receptionist lady came there, like, take her to the restroom. And so she took me in, and it was Indian potty, which is obviously a hole in the ground. And I was just like, and then there's like this shower thing. And so I'm like, I guess you like spray yourself off, but there isn't any toilet paper or anything. And like, I don't want my pants to be wet. Like, I don't know how that's going to work. So I like stood in there for a little bit, and then I came out. And then the guy started laughing. He's like, did you take her in the Indian potty? And the lady was like, well, yeah, she's Indian. And it just made me excited because I felt like they saw me as Indian, and it didn't really matter. And that was like the biggest thing about going to India that I didn't expect. I feel like the East Indians in the U.S. accept me, but it's kind of like, well, she's Indian, but she's adopted. But when I went to India, it was just like, you're Indian, you were born here, it's just you were adopted and haven't lived here, so you pretty much just got to go to the U.S. And they all saw it as like, oh, the U.S., that's what dreams are made of, and this and that, this is your home. And I just felt like totally accepted there, and everyone did a lot of times come up and speak Hindi. I think that's what they're speaking, and it just made me feel like they didn't really see me as an outsider. And so I almost felt more at home there than I do here. And just being in the malls and the people and the kids and everything, it was like the greatest experience of my life just to be there. It was priceless. So